Hey loves, my name is Kyle August and welcome back. Today is day 3 of our 14 days of love where we're going to manifest your specific person for Valentine's Day. If you missed day 1 and 2, I would absolutely suggest to go back and watch those. Day 1 was completely about how circumstances do not matter, and then day 2 is completely about mental diet. Thank you so much for allowing me or coming along this journey with me and allowing me to help you along the way. So day 3 is going to be talking about a technique that I created. Well, I believe I created it. It goes into revision, but I like to call it active revision. Whenever you look at limiting beliefs in your reality, they're almost always tied to past events. Right? Something happened with our specific person, with whatever it is that we're trying to manifest, and it caused us to create this belief within us that doesn't help us out that much, right? It may be something with your specific person where they acted in a certain way and you continuously assume them to act in that way. But this is where, if you haven't already done it, revision, but then this specific technique I like to call active revision comes into play. I'll give you a little bit of background about how I actually came into this technique. Again, I don't think it's a technique anyone has ever used, but I'm entirely not sure. So if this is something that you've heard of before, it was just something I kind of came upon walking the streets. So I'll give you this story and then explain how you are going to use it in your everyday life to help with your mental diet and also to help with those circumstances relating to your limiting beliefs from the past. So there was a day that I was walking the street, right? And I just had this overwhelming scent of like garbage or city sewage. And I was just walking thinking, what a bad smell. I wish there was a way that I could not smell that anymore. And then a light bulb went off within my mind, and I began to think, well, in my imagination, I can smell or do or be whatever I want. So what if I went into my imagination and began to believe or imagine that I am smelling something very pleasant, like flowers? That's what I chose to do. So while walking the streets, I would imagine, instead of this horrible scent of sewage or garbage, that I was actually smelling flowers. And the thing is, I began to see my mood was increasing. I was feeling a lot better. And the funny thing is, whenever I now look back onto that situation or look back onto that scene, all I can remember is smelling flowers. I can almost barely even remember that smell of sewage or garbage or whatever it was. But I then began to take it a step further. Then throughout my day, I realized if I could just automatically, very quickly, actively revise all of the scenes that are happening in my day-to-day life, I could absolutely change and have the best day every single day. So then in this case too, I was walking in someplace and someone kind of rushed out, cut in front of me and went through the door and kind of pushed me aside. And obviously, that's something that isn't very positive, but I thought, I have this active revision, I can go within my mind and change it. So I imagined holding the door open for them, and they said, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for opening the door. I was in a hurry. You have made my day." And I said in response, "No problem. It's absolutely my pleasure." So think about those two different scenes and how vastly different they are. So I could choose either reality, but with that active revision, I went for the reality that I wanted, and it made me feel a lot better. It increased my mood. It helped me live in the wish-fulfilled state of whatever I was manifesting. It helped me remain abundant, because with these things that are happening in our external reality, we can always use revision. Again, I don't know if this is a technique that someone else has created or if you guys just automatically do it, but it was something I came upon that I thought would really, really help you out. But the reason that this matters when it comes to manifestation, like I mentioned earlier, is because we begin to make assumptions that we don't want with our specific person, and that's what creates these circumstances. So think of back to day 1 when you're watching that video about how circumstances don't matter. Think about if there was something that happened in your past that you did not necessarily like, right? Let's say you got in a fight with your specific person and now you're in no contact, and that belief is what is actually causing you to feel as if you two cannot get together. In this case, you go back to your revision. Think of that scene and then alter or change it to whatever you would like. You have no limitations when it comes to revision. It can be absolutely anything that you want. Doing this is going to completely change how you act, how you feel, and your beliefs within society. Because think about how you have been acting before this point, before even thinking about using revision. You would have these scenes in your mind that you did not like play over and over and over again. And I know if you're just like me, sometimes things happen in the past that don't make you feel good and make you again feel like there's some circumstance preventing you from that thing. But we play it over and over again in our mind, almost like we're torturing ourselves thinking upon that scene. It's like you are watching a TV show that you absolutely hate, but you're the one who keeps pressing rewind and replay on it day and day again. Again, that's like a torture on our mind. And how do you think that is going to impact our actions, our thoughts, and our beliefs? Because remember, those are all intertwined. You got your beliefs, give rise to your thoughts, which give rise to your actions. So altering any of those is going to change each one in sequence. What if instead of replaying that TV show over and over and over again that you do not like, we switched it and created a different TV show that was very pleasant, very happy, aligned us more with that end state? That's exactly what revision is going to do for you. So go ahead and change the channel, change this TV show, put on whatever you would like. Because realistically, if this actually was a TV show, how long would you sit in this horrible, unpleasant TV show that you did not like? How long would you sit there watching it? I would imagine that you would not sit there very long. It'd be very quick. You'd be like, I don't like this. Let's change it. So let's do that with our beliefs. Let's do that with our memories in regards to circumstances or limiting beliefs we might have in the past. You are going to be so surprised how quickly you lose all of those limiting beliefs that you held towards your specific person. And then it's really going to instill that day one video and that circumstances don't matter, because the only reason we're feeling as if these circumstances are mattering is because we are replaying this idea in our mind, and we continuously allow it to keep us down, keep us in that old story, in that old state. But then too, with our mental diet, if you use my other technique of active revision, you are going to find that you remain in that wish fulfilled state all the time, because it's going to be little things that happen that pull us out, get us on a negative thinking process, or get us into a despondent mood. And then we are almost refusing, in the words of Joseph Murphy, refusing the divine guidance that is being actively given to us. Because if we can remain in that positive and abundant state, you are always going to see the perfect path to exactly what it is we desire. Because realistically, like we never have to worry about how or when our manifestation is going to show up in our reality. But just like I mentioned with Joseph Murphy, he talked about if you are not in a positive state, you are going to completely miss this divine guidance. And you will see in every single success story with manifestation, or any or specific person manifestation, or literally any manifestation for that matter, there's always going to be this divine guidance. You feel very intuitive, very active to do something, or you feel very positive, or you find yourself in a perfect place that aligns your goal. Again, with all my coaching sessions, I've seen this time and time again. So here is my challenge for you guys today. I want you guys to think about 3 different events that have happened in your past in regards to your specific person that weighs on your mind. Something that really gets you down whenever you think about it, makes you feel as if you are a limited human being, when in reality, you are completely limited and you are all all powerful. Once you have these 3 different mental scenes that are tied to some sort of limiting belief or some sort of assumption you have in your specific person that you feel is holding you back, I want you to take that scene and then take out a journal, and I want you to journal that as going exactly as you wanted. So let's say that in the past you got in a huge fight with your specific person, and that's what caused you guys to be no contact. Like the same example I mentioned earlier. Instead, I want you to, again, pull out your journal, pull out your pen or your pencil, and write down what you would have wanted to go in as much detail as you possibly can. So instead of you guys getting into an argument or getting upset, maybe you guys are fully understand each other, and you hear your specific person mention, oh, I'm sorry that we're not agreeing right now. Let's take time to listen to each other and really understand each other. But again, do this for those 3 scenes, because I then want you to go into a mental image or a visual act of that scene and continue with it until it feels real. When you do this, you're going to notice a huge shift in everything. You're going to notice a huge shift in what you felt was holding you back, and you are going to begin seeing your reality for what it really is, and that is ultimate abundance, ultimate positivity, and ultimate love. You will then begin to see how actually close you are to your specific person and all the magnificent and awesome paths that your subconscious mind can take you on to bring you to exactly where you want to go. Try this out and then let me know how you guys do in the comments below, or if you had any questions, leave them down there as well. If you guys wanted to send me a personal message or wanted to reach out to me for one-on-one coaching, head over to my website, which is kyleaugustcoaching.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because you don't want to miss one of these days leading up to Valentine's Day, so you can manifest in the quickest and easiest possible way. Again, if you haven't seen day 1 or 2, I would absolutely recommend to check them out. I'm going to leave them right here for you. But that's all I got for you guys today. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time.